Welcome back to the Dark Rum Podcast.
The show where we talk about ghosts and things that are scary.
Scary?
Scary things.
Scary things.
We talk about the scary things.
I'm Turtle. This
I'm
is Kyle.
Quaddle.
Quaddle.
No, I want to be an animal too. I'm Narwhal.
That's a good one for you. That's your Mr. Narwhal.
Yeah, no, that's all the other things that I do.
Yeah.
I'm a majestic sea.
All right, let's try that one more time.
Welcome back to another episode of the Dark Rum Podcast, where Jared did not have enough time in between when you said, let's try that one more time, and I started introducing the show.
I'm Turtle.
I'm Kyle.
Jeez. We're not talking about animal names or penis enlargement pills today, so it's okay.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. However, we are going to cover what was it? So you're doing scary back to school stories?
Yeah, with school going back into being a thing where people are going to that.
Is that a sentence?
Yeah, you know, that's school. The thing that people do at the beginning of the school year. September.
Ta-da! I think people start
Although
in August
it's not,
now.
yeah, no, I mean, it's like other places. Like, I already knew people that have been in school for like weeks.
Yeah,
and, like,
people start like the beginning of August. It's crazy.
Anyway, so, you know, school is a scary time and COVID is a scary time. So I found some scary stories about going back to school. But also, I don't know if you remember, like, when we were in school, how we used to get to go home almost every week for the first month and a half because every day there was some kind of threat on our lives.
Every other day there was a bomb threat or someone found a gun or shooting threat or
Yeah, we got to go home like almost every day.
The one that always blew my mind was they'd have like, oh, there's a gun threat, and then they'd line us up on the bleachers.
Stadium.
Yeah, they'd line us up on the bleachers. Hey, so if they come out shooting, you're all easy targets.
And my only thought was, man, I hope this is real so I can go home. Or I hope this takes long enough that I can go home.
They would, though. They'd send us...
Because if it didn't take long enough or they didn't find anything, it'd be, all right, come back inside. And we're like, well, now's when they attack.
The first couple weeks, they always sent us home. By like the third week of September, they were like, we don't care. Get back in school.
I think the scariest part of it was when they stopped telling us about them.
Yeah,
because it's not like they stopped. We just stopped going outside for them.
They just stopped. The school stopped caring.
No, they cared. They just would do it in quiet. We'd all stay in our classrooms.
Some of our vice principals were the kind of people that did not give a single shit.
Okay, then. On to my first story. I'm Jared today.
That's a great transition.
This one is from Goliath D, and I think this was Reddit, but I don't remember where I found this one. Oh, no, it was Reddit, because I found it on Reddit, and I wrote Reddit. Nice.
We're proud of you.
Do you want me to do the reading voice?
I guess.
It was the second day of class, my junior year of college. I'm waiting for you to already interrupt and be bored because I said one sentence, and that seems to be what happens. It's
not Vanta Black. Keep going.
Why the second? Because I missed the first. Why? Stop. Let me read the story.
I'm sorry. That was...
This is Reddit. This is how people write stories on Reddit.
Yeah, okay.
These are true.
Yeah, sure.
Because 2 days before I went rappelling. What?
What? Repelling?
It doesn't say rappelling.
Why do you
This is rappelling
when you can't read?
Because 2 days before I went rappelling with some friends and somehow ended up getting poison.
Unless it's rapelling. Right. Are they rapelling?
Dude, it's RAPPELLELLING.
That's repelling. You just
That's how you spell
repelling. Yes. Oh, buddy.
Because 2 days before I went rappelling with some friends and somehow ended up getting poison ivy in my right eye. The next day it was itchy, and on the first day of class, I woke up to half of my face being swelled up.
Swollen is the correct.
It says swelled up, and my right eye being swollen shut.
That is the correct usage.
My girlfriend drove me to the ER because I had no idea what was happening to me, and eventually figured it out.
Did he figure it out, or did the ER figure it out?
Unfortunately, I couldn't miss the second day of classes because I had a major required class.
But day 2 you can't miss?
That started the day that... That started that day.
Was there a quiz day 2?
Shut your fucking mouth.
We know we've just introduced ourselves. And we know we've only talked about the syllabus and told you what books to get, but there's a quiz.
No, this class started on the second day. It didn't start the first day. That's why.
Oh, day 2. Better know those Roman numerals or whatever this super important class was.
That started that day. That always filled up and had overflow. It was well known that the professor would drop students who didn't show up the first class. So see, if you just waited, we'd know why he needed to go.
But he was there for the first class. You said the second class.
Shut the fuck up. So this is the second day of school, which is the day that this class started.
Why'd the class start on the second day and not the first day?
The first class was because it's college. You didn't have classes that started on different days of the week.
I definitely did. I'm just trying to figure out what this guy's thinking.
Oh my God. So I had to go to class with half my face swelled up, red and oozing poison ivy juice. It said swelled up. Everyone recoiled from me like I had the plague. Understandable, since I did look like I was carrying the plague. Thankfully, the swelling, etc., went away after another day or so.
What do they think the plague is?
People acted understanding, but I'm sure that I was known as that guy for the rest of my collegiate career. That's terrible.
That sounds like...
That's a horrible day. That's like going to school with no pants on.
Wait, that was the whole story?
That's the story.
That he thinks he's known as that guy for the rest of his college career because he had poison ivy one day?
No, that's the story. I didn't pick only ghost stories. I picked stories that would suck if you went back to school, too.
That's the story.
Oh, my God. That was the story.
Hey, one time I sneezed and shit myself and had to throw my underwear out in the bathroom at school. That's a story. His is like, I had a thing that happens to everyone.
Then what? This is the thing that happened. I've never gone to school with poison ivy all over my face.
Almost, I mean, not me. I'm immune to poison ivy, but almost everyone I know that's not immune to poison ivy
has gone to school with poison ivy on their face?
Yeah. Yeah, poison ivy spreads like a mofo.
Fine. On to the next ones. These ones are from Ranker.
By the way, that story about me shitting myself by sneezing, totally not true, I swear.
That did happen. I was there.
No, you weren't. This was at Nazareth.
I shook my head, no. All right, here we go. These ones are shorter.
I mean, it was hypothetically at Nazareth.
These are the short ones.
Wait, that one was short as shit. You're telling me these are shorter?
This one is literally 4 sentences.
Okay, I'm in. Let's hear this. By the way, if these sentences are all dates and times, I'm going to kick you in the nads.
This is from Ranker, and it's a list of creepy school stories.
If that's 4 sentences long?
By Michael C. something. Michael Chow.
Okay.
It wasn't C something, it was Michael Chow. It was one word. This one is called Curiosity Took Out the Rabbit. A grade 1 student said he had killed 2 bunnies and some birds. He wrote about it in his journal and drew a picture. Sure enough, the carcasses were found in the playground that recess. When we asked him why he did it, he said he wanted to know what it would feel like to kill something.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I'm on board. Okay.
That's a first grade student.
That's the sign of a psychopath. So yeah, all right.
Hey, Jared, didn't something like that happen with you and your friends? He refuses to comment.
Jared, did you kill a bunny rabbit?
It was a bird.
You killed a bird? Well, birds are assholes. Fuck birds.
His friends told him to do it to see if he would feel something.
Wow.
He then began a rampage where he just murdered birds every day with his BB gun.
Jared!
Pete is no longer listening to our show.
Those are separate stories.
Were they separate?
They were related.
Were they?
Just because his dad was involved in some of them and some of them involved kids and stomping does not make them different.
They sound incredibly related, Jared.
This one is called There's Something Wrong with the Child.
Okay.
My pregnant sister-in-law works at a child.
Works at a child. My pregnant sister-in-law works at a child.
Works with a child who is mentally ill. He doesn't take his meds some days, and he will often draw pictures of killing things.
Oh, it's Kyle.
And blood everywhere.
Is this a story about you?
I draw penises. I don't draw blood. Sometimes he'll tell the teachers, "This is you," and there's blood everywhere. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, that's pretty dark.
The other day, she was helping him, and he was frustrated, so he stabbed her with a pencil.
Wow.
And then right after that, he went to hit her in the stomach. She deflected the hit and said, "You can't hit, especially my stomach. Do you know why?" And the freaking kid goes, "Yeah, because you have a baby in there and I hope it dies." This kid is in first grade. Another creepy first grader.
Wow. Children are the devil.
First graders are
Thank God I never reproduced.
terrifying. I have several of them.
You have so many kids. You're a breeder.
Okay. So these next two are kind of longer.
How many kids do you have now? 37?
Something like that. Do you want to hear the indescribable scream?
Are you
Or-
going to actually scream?
The little boy in the dorm that had a past.
I'm curious about that second one.
Okay. This one's called The Little Boy That Had a Past. And this is from liveabout.com, True Haunted School Stories.
Okay.
And I just screwed it up somehow. I got lost. I found it. I found it again, guys. It's fine. It's fine. Christina was attending a boarding school in Fort Apache, Arizona, back in October 2006. I had a date.
I didn't mean to yawn when you said a date. That was totally pure coincidence.
It was her first year at the school. There's going to clearly be buildup. I told you this is a longer one, so let's not do that thing you do where you get bored immediately 3 seconds in.
I haven't said shit. Just read the story.
Yeah, but you said a lot about the poison ivy one.
The poison ivy one was stupid.
That was there for comic relief.
I hope so.
It's kind of funny.
I'm
And
trying to be quiet. I'm done. I'm not speaking.
It was her first year at the school, but one of her best friends had been there for 3 years and had a number of spooky experiences there.
She was friends with someone 3 years older than
This
her.
is already
or-
quick. This is already more spooky than Vanta Black was in the first 3
That's
sentences.
true. 100% accurate. But I'm out of curiosity. This is a legit question. You've read this, right?
Yeah, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly what she did.
Okay, but that's not what I'm asking.
Okay.
Were her and her friend, her best friend, in the same grade? And she just was only now transferring to the school, or was her friend 3 years ahead of her?
Let's say the first part, because it doesn't say.
Okay.
Maybe it was like her friend was rich and then she just came into money, so she got transferred to the good school. Or
Okay.
maybe she was a bad kid and her friend was already a bad kid. So then I'm like, I like this way better.
So this is like the Warren Hills.
She
of-
just now finally was like, my parents don't love me no more, so they sent me here.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot what I was at because of this now. She was here for 3 years, blah, blah, blah. For example, one day when she was walking past the stairs that led to the second floor, she heard what sounded like a little boy laughing. And she could hear his foot. I didn't yawn. I just went,
Sorry.
She heard what sounded like a little boy laughing, and she could hear his footsteps going up the stairs. To investigate, she went up the stairs and looked down the hallway, but she saw nothing. She checked all the upstairs rooms, but she saw and heard no one.
She checked the entire upstairs.
That floor, apparently, yeah.
And there's no other way or no way for this child to get past her.
When Christina's friend returned to her bedroom, she glanced. What? When did it become? I thought this was a first person story. I guess not. When Christina's friend returned to her bedroom, she glanced at her dresser mirror and saw a pile. Whoa, that's not what that says. When Christina's friend returned to her bedroom, she glanced in her dresser mirror and saw a pale little boy sitting on her bed. Imagine if it was a pile of little boys. What's scarier, one pale little boy or a pile of little boys on your bed? How'd they get there?
Why is there a pile?
But when she turned around, he was gone. When Christina came into her room, her friend told her everything she had seen and heard. She described the little apparition as having blonde hair, a pale face.
Wait, you can
and was
read apparition, but repelling is beyond you?
wearing a striped shirt and faded blue jeans. Repelling is spelled in a way. I thought there'd be an E in the front. I don't know. I didn't know it was rappelling.
Where do you think an E goes in repelling?
In the front.
Ra?
E-R-E-P.
Irrepeling? Irrepeling?
Yeah. The first E is silent.
What?
The first E is silent.
Why would there, what? That hurt.
I believed her, Christina said. I've been calling her Christine this whole time. I wanted to see this ghost boy, so I would sit on the bottom of the stairs for about an hour every day. I heard nothing for about a week, then I gave up. 2 weeks later, however, Christina has her own encounter with a ghost boy. One morning, she had just gotten out of the shower and went into her room to put her shampoo and towel away. I opened the closet to hang my towel on the closet door, she says, and when I was about to close the door, I saw him, the little boy exactly as my friend described. The little boy got a good look.
This isn't a story about a ghost. This is a story about a pervert boy that's been like stalking the
Christina
girls'
then
dorms.
grabbed the little boy's hand and took him to the bedroom. Oh, wait, no.
No, this
sorry,
is going
different
to
story.
Pornhub.
Different story.
Pornhub.
Christina and the little ghost stared at each other for a moment, and then in the blink of an eye, he vanished. I never saw him again, says Christina. I knew the dorm used to be a hospital and had a lot of sick and dead people. They said that the room my friend and I were in is where a little boy died from pneumonia.
Who told them that?
Clearly the people who give them their rooms and want them to be good students.
The people that probably wouldn't know all of those details about the ex-hospital they're in?
A Ouija board.
A Ouija board. Okay. Sure. Let's go with that.
We should get a Ouija board.
All right.
Amanda won't let me have one.
I think I have one somewhere around my house.
I guess I could just take my shirt off.
I mean, that's true. You could just lay that down and we could use it.
Tits out.
We could do it on you with like the bottom of a bottle and just
It's just going over the mountains that are my babies.
just play right around this area a little bit right there.
Okay, so we got one more.
Yay. That was a real yay. That was a real yay. Yay. I meant yay. One more. Woohoo.
I'm going to preface this by saying I went to a boarding school for 6 years.
Please tell me you're joking. Right, these are all school stories. Okay, I'm on board. Here we go.
This boarding school was in the middle of a one stoplight town on a hill 800 feet up. Aren't they expensive? Why'd you put it in such a small town?
I mean,
This is
the town I went
boarding
to
school for abused
moved
children.
to out of Peaburg had one stoplight.
The school, there's more than one stoplight in Nazareth.
I moved
like
to
47.
Stockertown after high
You mean
school.
Easton?
No, it's more like Forks than it is like Easton.
Forks is Easton?
Yeah, but it's outside of Forks in the other direction. It's closer to Nazareth. That's why I went to Nazareth High School.
Easton. I'm going to preface this by saying I went to boarding school for 6 years. This boarding school was in the middle of a one stoplight town and on a hill 800 feet up. The school used to be an old monastery. It was hundreds of years old and huge with 4 stories, including a basement where there was a boiler room and long hallways. You know, basements don't get included in the stories. So that's underground. So it's 5, technically. I don't know why he included the basement. Not all of these stories happened to myself, but the people who told me them were reliable enough to believe. Also, the school didn't want us telling stories to other people because they were afraid.
Also, because they were probably bullshit.
Make them not want to go to the school due to it being haunted. Nobody wants to go to boarding school. Their parents just send them there.
And by the way, every person I know would be like, "It's a haunted place? Yeah, I definitely want to go."
I know, right? The first one happened to me. I used to be in charge of cleaning the gymnasium at night. Every student had a job that they had to do either at night.
Who's in charge of cleaning an entire gymnasium by themselves at night?
Every student had a job that they had to do either at night.
A job is like
in the
sweeping
morning
up the dorms
to take care of the school.
or like
They had slave labor at this school.
Yeah.
And also their parents were paying for them to go there, so it's like a different level of slave labor.
Yeah, this
you
is
also
a
have to
boarding
pay to be a
school.
slave.
Hey, we know you're paying thousands of dollars to attend our academy. Here's a mop and bucket, and there's a gymnasium?
It taught you some practical things.
You don't need to
and
study. You need to
all.
mop for the next 6 hours.
Anyway, I was there by myself that night. That actually says anyway. That was good.
Oh,
That worked.
geez, yeah, that was a good.
Anyway, I was there
that
by
was a
myself.
good transition.
By myself that night, getting ready to start sweeping the gymnasium. It doesn't say gymnasium there. It says gym. The gym had 2 floors to it. Oh my God, it's a huge gym.
What?
The upstairs part was the weightlifting area, and you could see it fully from the bottom part of the gym where the basketball court was. So I guess it's like a loft.
Yeah, it's got to be like a loft kind of thing. Why would you put all the heavy weights up top? But okay.
Because if they wanted a student to throw them down at the ones playing basketball. As I
Right.
stepped into the gym, one of the basketballs starts rolling a bit. I looked around to see if any doors were open. None are.
Closed doors.
I chalked it up to randomness.
Random.
But see that all is... that is... You made me not be able to read normal words. But see that it is continuing to roll. That's never mind. That's just a bad sentence. As I watched it, It makes a full circle around the entire gym and stops right next to my feet. That's a cool trick.
All right, that's kind of spooky.
At this point, I'm a bit scared, but I figured it was nothing. I heard a creaking coming from the second floor, and I look up, and then a weight flew down and hit me in the face. Sorry, just kidding. There was a girl there, just staring right at me.
I was like, wow, this story escalated. This ghost tried to kill him, but then
as soon as I
you were
made
full of it.
direct eye contact with her, she bolts to the stairs that would take her to me. She let out a scream, and I cannot describe.
Can you not say to me like that ever again?
To me.
It's closer.
To me.
There you go.
Like the guy to me. I was terrified in a frozen place. Thankfully, she didn't come to me. To me. Come to me. Come to me. But took a left and bolted through the main doors of the gym. They didn't open. She just went right through them. And I noped the hell out of there.
Is that the story?
That's the end. It was a ghost girl.
Or it was some chick that like
Can teleport through walls.
was out past curfew playing in the gymnasium.
She
and
walked
got
through
caught.
the doors without opening them.
He says at night
They
already
were
spooked.
closed.
He says at night already spooked.
She screamed. I'm done telling stories.
Okay. Yay! Thank you, Kyle, for those stories. Woo!
They were, I hate you.
What? That was real congratulations.
You know what, Jared? As punishment, I can't wait to get to ours.
Oh no, Jared, I'm sorry.
Roman is going to be so aggressive today.
Okay, so mine, what I'd like to talk about today.
Is the Jersey Devil. Ha! I can interrupt too.
Thank you, Kyle. Yes, that's right. I am going to talk about the Jersey Devil. Mostly, I decided after researching that I'd like to compare what I heard, what you heard, and what I found to be the historical accounts.
The truth of what happened there.
Yeah, sure. The truth. Let's
Truth.
I think the Jersey Devil's probably
Definitely real.
sure.
It's a hockey team.
Well, yeah, that's
so there's
true.
definitely a Jersey
There's
Devil.
actually a Jersey Devil
slash,
video
like,
game.
11 people. What?
There is a old PS1 Jersey Devil video game.
Is it like hockey?
No, it's like there's like a devil and he's like a thief raccoon or something.
Are you the monster?
Yeah, I think so.
That's sweet. I want to play that game where you get to be a shark.
You know what game I loved on N64 that reminds me of animal games? Buck Bumble.
Don't know what that is.
It had like this weird theme song that I couldn't get out of my head. You were like flying around with different
It
guns.
was like, fuck mumble. Fuck
No,
mumble.
you're close. It was like bum to the buck to the bum to the base, bum to the buck bumble, bumble, bum to the buck to the bum to the base, bum to the buck bumble, bumble. And you flew around and just blew
How
shit
was
up.
I close?
Yeah, it's close enough. I give you a lot of credit. You
I said
try real hard.
inappropriate.
You try really hard. I give you a lot of credit for what you do.
I try so hard. I'm a try hard.
You try hard.
Try hard at
Okay,
life.
so first I want to hear what you heard. Is how so the people that don't know.
I've heard like all of them. So
Wait,
I
I've
don't-
heard a lot of them. People that don't know, for those at home, I'm looking at you in the camera.
Jersey Devil was coming for you.
The Jersey Devil
It's
is
gonna touch your mom.
primarily takes place in the Pine Barrens of South Jersey.
Yes, of New Jersey.
Yeah, South New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Well, the Pine Barrens are in the south of Jersey.
It's kind of in the middle,
They're southern Jersey, technically.
but it's like in
I
the
know because
middle
my
part of New
girlfriend is from
Jersey.
Central Jersey, and
There
I
is
think
no
she's,
Central Jersey.
I know, and I tell her there's no Central Jersey, and I tell her all the time, I'm like, you're from South Jersey. And her family throws a fit because, and this is, I'm not saying this is true, I'm just saying what they tell me. There is a narrow strip in the middle of Jersey where people deny they're from South Jersey, but say they're from Central Jersey because they don't want to be from North Jersey either.
Well, North Jersey is where all the poor people live and the Polish. And South Jersey is where all the rich people live and the Polish. Polish people in
Are
Jersey.
you saying there's just Jersey's just all Polish people?
Like a lot. Like a lot.
Well, there's a big Jewish population in Jersey too.
Yeah, but that's in the north part by New York.
No, there's a bunch of them in something with wood. Oh my God, Woodbridge. Woodbridge is a huge Hasidic Jew.
That makes sense because that's where all the money is. A lot of money is there.
This is again playfully anti-Semitic, and I'd really like to dance around away from this. I'm not okay.
One. I do it on purpose.
I know, but not
Two.
not okay.
We're a conspiracy podcast, and everybody knows.
Oh, please do not. I had to unfollow a conspiracy thread because
Really?
too many of them were like,
I don't understand
it's all
it.
linked to the Jews. And I'm like,
I don't
how?
understand it. They're like, everything. Oh, it's because aliens, and it's covered up because of the Jews.
That's really
What?
like their mindset is like, hey, Bigfoot, he was a Jew. And you're like, what?
I've never heard them say he was.
Well, whatever.
He was invented by them.
They
Duh.
probably they always
To corrupt
they
the
always
Christians.
twist it back to these like anti-Semitic conspiracy parts that have no tie-in except they can like trace it to people that might have possibly been Jewish.
I like the alien ones. Those are always my favorite. But anyway, let's get back to this
The
super
Jersey
Christian
De-
story of the Jersey Devil.
And it is a Christian story. This is definitely not anti-Semitic.
Threw us off on a weird tangent just because I was bored.
Yeah, there we go. So the Jersey Devil is in the South Jersey Pine Barrens,
In New Jersey.
specifically Leeds Point. Leeds Point is
Named after the Leeds.
important because it's named after the Leeds.
And where they point.
Now, by the way, there's multiple there's multiple Leeds families. So there's the Leeds family of the woman that we were talking
Of the
about.
woman. Yeah.
And
And then there's the Leeds family of the man.
No, wait. There's
And when the man leads met the woman leads. That's how the Jersey Devil got made.
I guess
Incest.
possible, but not.
I just invented a new one.
That's
It
a
involves
whole new
incest.
origin to the Jersey Devil. So Mother Leeds had 12 children. Okay, wait, two different Leeds.
13 children.
The Leeds that Leeds Point is named after is a different family of Leeds than the Leeds of Mother Leeds, which is the primary.
How many times are we gonna say Leeds?
Well, we're leading down the path
Yeah,
of how we get to the Leeds.
we're
being
leading
the
to that
Leeds,
moment,
And which
Jared.
Leeds is the Leeds that invented the forest of the Leeds.
We
and
can't
which
get
is the
anywhere
Leeds
without leading you
that
to
had
the proper
birthday.
conclusion.
Yeah.
Lead on.
So the first one, Mother Leeds, has 12 children. She gets pregnant with the 13th. She curses the child, probably because 12 children is too much. But
She's like, damned this baby to hell.
yeah, and then the baby's born a normal human baby. And
No,
then,
it's not.
No, wait. The story that I've read, the official history is
I know the true story. This is not it.
born a
know
normal
exactly
human baby
what happened.
that then mutates into this goat-headed,
Goat kangaroo.
kangaroo-bodied,
Bat-winged.
bat-winged with claws creature that then flies up the chimney and leaves.
Let's see.
Okay,
And
that's
then
the story.
terrorizes New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania indefinitely.
I've never heard any stories of it in PAU, New York.
Huh? It's been in more than New Jersey.
I've never heard any.
It's got to travel. It flies.
No, those are Mothmen, you racist.
No, they're not. This is all because of the Zionists.
Oh, Jesus, Kyle. This one's getting demonetized.
Nah, it's never been monetized.
Oh, that's fair.
I can say whatever I want.
That's true. If you think Kyle's an anti-Semite, please.
I'm not anti-Semite. I'm anti all of your religions.
That's actually pretty accurate for him. So,
Want to fight Jared? I'm anti-Jared.
now the Leeds that Leeds Point is named after was a woman that had 7 children or 8 children, and the 9th was the Jersey Devil.
No, it's always the 13th child.
It was not.
There's a movie called The 13th Child.
I'm aware, but
It's not about the Jersey
the
Devil.
actual origin story up for debate is the Leeds family that they have evidence of that lived in this area. That is, the Leeds Point is named after. Their family was a big family there. It was actually a British royalist who was a scout for the British military, who claimed that land because he liked it while he was scouting or something.
I wish America was just like that. So,
But
I like this part.
Yeah,
this
right.
is mine. I'm gonna name this my
Well,
town.
that was all. They did that while they were all taking land from the indigenous people.
That's how land grabs work.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, technically, who knows who owned that land at the time?
Probably all of the tribesmen that lived there beforehand.
America was scarcely populated at the time. So I mean, anybody
America
could-
was actually pretty heavily populated by indigenous peoples that were systematically wiped out with disease and guns.
according to American history books, there was nobody here.
Well, school is wrong,
We
bitch.
came here and no one was here.
No one was here except a friendly bunch of people that gave us corn and welcomed us into their land. Open
No,
armed.
that was just Virginia and Canada. The rest of America was free to grab and had buffaloes.
So about Leeds.
Do you know that the American military systematically hunted buffalo to extinction
Yeah, I did.
to harm the native indigenous?
I didn't know that's why. I just knew that we are the reason there's no buffalo or dodo birds.
They did it on purpose because the buffalo was a primary source of resources for indigenous people. Anyway, so the Jersey Devil.
I mean, to be fair, to tie it back in, there's a lot of Native American lore in New Jersey.
Well, there's a big area.
Yeah. It's not though. It's tiny.
Oh, I mean for natives.
New Jersey's real small. Like,
Well, yeah, not as small as Rhode Island, but not as
it's up there.
yeah. So anyway, so
Mrs. Leeds was a witch,
that's one of the stories.
and
One of
she
the stories
gave her
is,
baby to the devil.
so one of them is that she was a witch that sold her baby to the devil for prosperity.
Yeah, that's what happened.
One of them is that she was a witch that had relations
Took
with the
devil's
devil.
seed,
Yeah, and that was she took
and he bestowed a gift upon her.
she took a hot pounding from Big Daddy D,
and he gave her a gift,
and he gave her the Jersey Devil baby.
aka the baby not Jesus,
Okay, yeah.
who immediately grew up while coming out of her.
Now,
And
by
she
the way,
died because he was a giant dope
as far as I know,
monster.
she didn't die in childbirth. There's no record of that.
There's no. I mean, actually, you can go to the house. I think
Yeah, there's a house you can actually go to
that's supposed to be the house.
Now, once again, there's multiple leads, and multiple people have argued that theirs is the origin of the Jersey Devil. So it's kind of hard to pin down, like, did it start in this cabin by this family that just couldn't keep it in their pants? Did it start
I
at this
think we've done
manor?
enough backstory. Let's talk about the first sighting.
1735.
You just said a date.
Yep, but that's because it's.
Are
an
we doing
important
what I
date.
did last week?
No, you see how I didn't. I gave one date in that entire history. Did you notice that I gave one date in that entire history?
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Because
Do you know
you
why?
because
Do
you
know why?
read your
Do you
wife's
know why?
notes.
Do you know why? Because there's a lot of history to Centralia, but nobody has the actual dates for a story that has 57 different origins.
1735 is the
1872.
Historical begin point of the Jersey Devil mythos, as far as we know. Beginning point.
Beginning point.
Beginning is not a word. So, there's lots of stories and there's lots of sightings of this devil after the fact. The origin of it is up in the air. No one knows for sure. Ever. It's all over. I think the Jersey Devil could be like another Mothman.
The Jersey Devil is not the Mothman. He is real. Because I want to see how you explain a bird having a goat face.
Well, it had giant red eyes, and goats have weird eyes. And it was probably at night, and people don't see things well.
It had bat wings.
So a bird could look like it.
Name
has bat
one
wings.
bird that has a kangaroo body.
All of them have pretty similar to kangaroo
Do they have
bodies.
hooven feet?
Do you think these people were stopping the devil and examining its hooves?
They caught it at one point. Remember, it was in a traveling circus or whatever.
Oh, that was bullshit.
That was totally
They
real.
faked that.
P.T. Barnum definitely had stuff like that and mermaids.
Kyle, I hate to break this to you, buddy.
That's a real mermaid.
It is not a real mermaid.
Anyway, yeah, so they caught the Jersey Devil, so we know it's real.
Oh, no.
They caught it and they put it in a circus.
And then what?
Then they lost the body.
Oh, they lost it.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. People steal things that are rare and exotic, like the Jersey Devil's body.
So the Jersey Devil was caught
Yes.
by a traveling circus.
No, it was caught by a random man who then created a traveling circus where he just traveled around showing people the body.
So some rando
Yes.
caught the Jersey Devil.
Yes.
When?
I want you to argue about how this is impossible, but remember the fact that, what was it? Like Jesse James, they did that with his body. When they killed him, they took him and they were like, look, this is Jesse James' dead body.
Wasn't that disputed?
No.
I'm almost certain they couldn't prove that it was
These
actually
things
Jesse James.
happened. And it happened to the Jersey Devil, just like it happened to Jesse James.
So you're telling me that
1493.
rather than someone making a fake body out of presumably animal parts, all
All right, so Occam's razor. What's more realistic? Somebody sewed a bunch of animal parts
I don't
together.
think this is going
or
to end
somebody
the way you think
killed
it
a
is.
little animal and put it in, like, showed people it.
I think someone's sewing a bunch of
That's
parts
a lot
together
more
for
work.
money.
That's not the simplest answer.
And the simplest answer is that the Jersey Devil isn't real and
It
someone
is real,
faked
though.
it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, probably.
Who faked it? The Leeds?
No.
Why would you fake that? What, you think that she made up a story about her baby jumping out the chimney because they murdered it because they were sick of having too many and then they made it stew that night?
Do you want my honest opinion?
That's probably what happened.
Do you want my honest opinion about why they made up a story
Yes.
and why they didn't have a 13th kid?
Why?
I'm going to tell you what I really
Because she
think.
ate it.
From everything I read, it sounds like Mother Leeds was not super faithful to her husband. And I think the 13th kid was probably of a different persuasion than the other 12. And they said it was the devil's baby and like probably threw it in a ditch or something super fucked up, but said, oh, it was cursed because it was 13.
By different persuasion, what do you mean?
A person of color.
You're messed up.
What?
You're like, she had a black baby, so clearly it's the devil's. Let's throw it in a
I'm saying
ditch.
that's what they would say. That they were white Christians who had a priest come and try to exorcise the Pine Barrens of the Jersey Devil. I think at the time, a more likely excuse for them was it's the devil's baby rather than the embarrassment, quote unquote, of having a different raced child. Jared, am I wrong here?
This is
Jared.
a crazy assumption. And it's not true because the Jersey Devil's real. Because they had a body and they showed people it.
I think there's no...
Anyway,
don't
so
think-
when was the second sighting? And also, you did not describe the first sighting, which was the Jersey Devil was happening around on roofs, and everybody was like, oh, crap, call the fire department. Because I guess that's how cops worked back then. And then they was in the snow, and that's how they know it has hooves, obviously. God, and it just scared people, because I don't think it did
So
anything.
you think that...
Did it kill a chicken?
It probably did. I think the Jersey Devils, if it existed ever,
It's real.
was probably something closer to like Mothman or Chupacabra. Like it was a big ass bird.
They've caught chupacabras, too. There's lots of them.
Oh man, I don't think there is.
There's like 100 chupacabras down in like Texas and New Mexico and stuff. People catch them all the time.
Coyotes?
No, chupacabra.
Are you saying coyote wrong?
No, chupacabra.
Are you sure you're not saying?
Listen, have you
coyote?
not seen it? The one lady got it taxidermied and everything, and then she gave she got DNA from it,
Uh-huh.
and she didn't tell anybody what it was
Uh-huh.
because that would ruin the validity of it.
Okay. And then
And then the other people have them.
did it test conclusive? What was the
Jared's gonna throw up a picture of a chupacabra right now because they're real, and you can see pictures of them.
I don't think there is.
Anyway,
Well, maybe there's a
chupacabra is
picture.
different than the Jersey Devil because the chupacabra doesn't have wings.
Okay. But the Mothman was a giant bird.
He's a moth.
He was not a moth. You take names really seriously, and I think you underestimate how easily people just misname stuff.
Not ever. Nobody's once been like, man, that owl looks a whole lot like a moth, man.
I ironically think that's exactly what happened.
It was really hot. He's like, yo, check out that moth, man. And his friend was like, that's a moth, man? He's like, no, I was saying, look at the moth, man.
God. Yeah. I can't even.
So there's definitely no way somebody was like, man, look at
So-
Jersey
So
Devil.
there have been
I broke him.
a little bit.
So name some of the other sightings because there's like a bunch.
Okay, so to
And
be
they
fair,
didn't stop in the
Yeah.
17 and 1800s. There's 1900
be-
stories.
to go into that. There's literally, not figuratively,
45 sightings.
hundreds of sightings.
'Cause
Now,
it's
some
weird.
of them are
from the
more-
circus
more
days when
credible.
people brought it around.
no. I'm not counting any of the bullshit circus. So, some of them are more credible than others. A lot of the sightings are from like drunks walking home.
Oh, wait, though. All right, so you skipped some important stuff from the first one because I interrupted you a bunch, and then
Yeah, you did. I lost. I have no idea where I am because you've.
And the first one, aside from the circus, this is how you know it was real because there was like a dozen sightings at that time because people all saw it all at one time. Explain that. I had 12 people see the same thing, and then a little girl drew a picture of it, and then, but they put like a newspaper article out asking for people to hunt it. Remember?
Yeah,
remember that?
I do remember that. I mean, I wasn't alive then, but I've read about that. Well, so that's the interesting part is, was there something they saw? Could it have been the same sand crane thing that, the Virginians thought they saw that was the Mothman, but in the Pine Barrens, like picking up small animals and killing chickens and stuff?
My best argument against that is you said that bird was rare to begin with.
I didn't say it was rare to begin with. I said it was not natural to that flight path.
Exactly. So you're saying that bird not natural to this flight path has happened more than once in different time periods?
That would be how it wouldn't happen more than once at the same time, Kyle.
Occam's razor, man. That doesn't make no sense.
What makes more sense? That a woman gave birth to a literal mutant kangaroo goat thing, or that a big-ass bird people aren't used to seeing killed a couple chickens?
Are you saying the devil isn't real?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay. So then you, knowing the devil is real, know it's possible that a woman can sell her child to him and therefore wind up with a demon child.
I don't think that's how that works.
I will sell my 13th child and we'll find out.
Just two things about that. First of all, please don't have 13 children. For all that is holy.
I now have to do this. You already said I'm 37,
Amanda,
so I'm already
danger.
past that. Nah, I got to get a new one. She can't have no more.
Oh my god.
So, if you want to get to 13 children and see if we can make the Jersey Devil real, email us at darkroomstories@gmail.com.
If you
and I'll send you samples.
Kyle's breeding stock for his pandemic of children he's planning.
Jersey Devils. I have to prove to you that it's possible.
At least one of them would be the 13th, right? You said it was always the 13th.
Yeah.
That doesn't have
does my wife have to cheat on me for that one?
I would say, does it have to be 13 from the same woman?
Do we gotta get candles?
What do you think the rules are for the 13th child? I don't want to have
like 17 of them.
Yeah,
that's too many.
You might need to knock up the same woman 13 times. I think that's the magic.
Oh, wait. So if it's 13, so I have to be the one that has the 13 though. And then the devil has to impregnate me on the 13th one?
No, so maybe if
maybe if I let the devil come into me Rosemary Baby style, or the Halloween episode of Roseanne.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
You know, because in those movies the devil possessed the husband and then made the baby.
So the devil wore the human like a condom and banged the wife through it.
Have you never seen Rosemary's Baby?
No.
Did you ever see the Halloween episode of Roseanne?
Negative.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. So you want to be worn like a condom by the devil.
Yes.
And you want to impregnate a woman 13 times.
Yes. Just that one time.
But 13th, you want to be that's the only one that's like important. A condom once.
Just one time.
Okay.
It's not a really good condom if someone gets pregnant, though.
Maybe the devil's not trying to get an STD from these humans.
This is how Jesus was made.
What?
Isn't it?
How do you... What?
I mean, Jesus.
Do you think God's
wore version of the Jersey
Joseph
Devil
like a condom to bang Mary, who was supposed to be a virgin?
Jared had this whole thing the other day that he broke down about how it happened, and it was really just like sexual assault or something.
What do you guys talk about at work?
This was
banged by an angel.
She got banged by God through an angel.
Yeah, the angel, the Holy Spirit was the semen.
Is
God semen through the angel.
Oh man, I don't know about this. So Jared's view is that that the angel banged Mary using the Holy Spirit as semen.
This seems very inappropriate. We are going into a different territory. We are supposed to be the more friendly, the family-friendly version of our shows.
I don't think
which
that's
is weird because
true.
we talk about like.
Are we supposed to be family-friendly?
We're more appropriate than Rum Runnas.
I don't
Most of the time.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
I mean, we talk about spooky stuff, but like,
oh boy,
Rum Runnas, we just talk about like how a man went into a place high on meth, butt naked, and tried to like touch the dog.
I didn't know that was you did a story on the Jersey Devil.
This was Florida. Almost all of those stories happen in Florida.
Oh well, everything happens in Florida.
Anyway, so the Jersey Devil. What's next?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. My brain has completely shit the bed.
We did a really bad job on this breakdown.
Okay, so wait, okay. So
nobody learned anything about the Jersey Devil other than it's real and there was a circus.
There was it's not real. The circus was bullshit.
Why do you debunk everything we talk about? You're like, I really want to talk about this thing. It's super cool to me. Also, it's real and it's stupid that if you believe in it.
You
that's what you do. That's what you just that's what you do.
It's real and it's stupid. It's okay. Look, here's the thing. I think you legitimately. I think people.
I think he was about to insult me and then changed his mind.
I think people degrade the truly miraculous, truly unique things by associating explainable things to them. So, like, if you encounter a fairy and there's a real, legitimate, unexplainable thing you encountered, by attributing everything that can be explained to a fairy, you're taking away the actual miracle of like encountering something weird.
I am so confused what this has to do with the Jersey Devil, because how the Jersey Devil was made had nothing to do with real stuff.
But you
except
just
for the
asked
boinking
me
part.
How you just asked me why do I try to debunk things.
Stop debunking things.
I just gave you the reason.
Ghosts are real. The Jersey Devil
Devil's
is real.
I don't think
real.
the Jersey Devil's probably real.
The Devil's real.
Not in the way people think he is. That's the other thing. The Jersey Devil's supposed to have been around for like 300 years actively being sighted.
It was sighted until like the 80s, at least.
Yeah.
I think I've heard about sightings up until then. There was like some people driving through like the woods somewhere and it like crashed their car or something.
Yeah, but those could have been like goats or other
with wings.
People are
and a kangaroo body.
Let me tell you something. People are very often wrong.
This is another thing we need to go hunt.
The Jersey Devil.
Yeah, we need to go to the Shades of Death Road, which is the closest. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You were like, this is significantly closer than the other thing that we want to go to that's in the same county.
No, you want to go to the Squonk.
Oh yeah,
which is farther away. That's like 4 or 5 hours away.
Okay, so first we do Shades of Death Road.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do the Squonk.
I thought you wanted to do the Jersey Devil second.
No, we can't do 2 jerseys in a row.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. I'm on board with that.
Okay.
And then we
support us on our Patreon if you want to see us do these travels.
Do we have a Patreon?
No, we don't. Send me money through Venmo.
Make a Patreon.
So we can travel to places because we need gas money.
And food.
Some of them are far.
And food.
Who needs food when you have gas money and
I really
squonks?
thought you were going to... I was going to say squonks. I thought you were going to reference squonks for your food.
Yeah, because we're going to make soup out of it.
We're pretty good. Let's wrap up.
Nobody learned anything about the Jersey Devil.
We went over description. We went over history.
You did not do research.
You
just talk about what you think you know.
You just didn't listen to anything I said.
You said one date. I was like, what about the next sightings?
I did an entire section before the date of the Jersey Devil. I did an entire history on the Leeds family.
Well, this was another episode of the Dark Rum Podcast. I'm Kyle.
I'm Turtle.
And you can
if you don't see Kyle next week, it's because I've murdered him and hidden the body in the Pine Barrens for the Jersey Devil to eat.
Oh, yeah, we totally forgot about the part where the mob drops bodies there.
Yeah, the mob definitely does drop bodies in the Pine Barrens. That's a real thing that's been like a lot of...
That's definitely real. That's not
There's
like
been
the Jersey Devil.
A lot of sightings of bodies, and people are like, the devil killed someone else. And they're like, that's a bullet wound. Like, that's like...
The devil shot it with its magic seed.
Yeah, exactly. But there are bodies they found that were unexplained. That had like claw marks and shit.
Because the Jersey Devil's real. He also doesn't... Oh, yeah, I guess he does have claws. He's got bat wings.
You don't even know. You didn't listen to me at all for the beginning when I described what the Jersey Devil looks like, and I said he has clawed wings.
Jared will now put a picture up. Anyway, you can find Ryan at
The First Turtle on Instagram, TikTok, First Turtle 1701 on Twitter.
You can find my drawing pictures of stuff at Mr. Norwell on Instagram, but I don't really use that one anymore. So mostly just find me at Dark Rum Stories at what the fuck? gmail.com. That's where you can email us stories if you have any good spooky tales.
Have you seen the Jersey Devil?
Have you seen this?
Please DM us at Dark Rum Podcast on Instagram
And Twitter.
Or Dark Rum Podcast or Dark Rum Stories.
Darkrumstories at gmail.com.
Yep.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and like share this and leave me a review on Apple Podcasts where you tell me nice things because these guys are super mean to me. Told me I can read good. Please, if you leave me a 5-star review, this
Yes,
is Kyle reads goods. I'll be very happy.
He wants you to lie to him. Please just do it. He needs this.
And also, apparently, Jared's gonna make a Patreon at some point. We'll put the link somewhere. And you can donate to my fund so that I can go to the school for kids that can't read good. Happy birthday, America.
Hey, have a great day.